Russia and the EU urgently need specialists who could efficiently contribute to promoting bilateral relations. However, closer relations are impossible to attain unless there are trained civil servants in place. The European Studies Institute at MGIMO was set up to deal with this task. Russian President Vladimir Putin and German Chancellor Gerhard Schröder initiated this process. The task of establishing the institute is explicitly mentioned in the roadmaps of common spaces between Russia and the EU. They were approved by the EU-Russia summit in 2005, and the first group of 50 students started their course of studies at the ESI in September 2006. On the 23rd of October later that year, the institute was officially opened with Russian Foreign Affairs Minister Sergei Lavrov, Special Representative for the EU Sergei Yestrozhemsky, and European Commission member Ferrero Waldner taking part in the ceremony.
The European Studies Institute is a unique institution, not only at our university, but in Russian higher educational system itself, because it's the only institution which is supported equally, not only organizationally, but also financially by the Russian government and by the European Commission. And it's the unique institute because its main goal is to train our public servants as well as people from the business to work professionally with the countries members of the European Union. Frankly, we are lucky because our university, MGIMO University, is the university with very long and strong experience to teach students the history, the international relations, the politics, the economics of the European countries. And that's why for us it was much easier to start immediately after the decision of the summit meeting Russia-EU, the activities of this institute.
The European Studies Institute at MGIMO is a unique school. It is the only place that trains those who will deal with contacts between Russia and the EU. Another peculiarity, it functions in accordance with the principle of reciprocity. Its budget is formed on a parity basis with the European Union. The objective is to train civil servants who will build a greater Europe without borders, a greater Europe of security, stability, prosperity. The ESI Governing Board is a guarantor and an embodiment of this bi-party principle. It comprises high-ranking officials from Russian ministries and departments that are closely involved in cooperation with Brussels, as well as representatives of the Russian and EU academic communities. The governing board meets regularly to approve the ESI further development and to take all major strategic decisions.
I think it's a very positive project. It is intending to meet people, to get people into contact with each other, to have professors coming from Western Europe to this place. And we are also trying, of course, to develop further activities in order to have more students coming from Western Europe coming over to Moscow. So I think when it comes to cooperation EU-Russia, it's in a domain where we need to have much more contact, much more cooperation, and it's really my hope that we will be able to multiply these kind of efforts and to also spread these knowledge which we are developing here at MGIMO, to spread it also to a number of regions in Russia in order to enable more people to profit from what we are doing.
Only the best professors teach at the European Studies Institute. The selection criteria are tough. Apart from having a research background, the applicants should possess real practical experience. Among the teaching staff, one can see regular participants of international conferences, authors of popular books, distinguished experts, which is proof of the ESI faculty's established reputation. The lecturers invited by the ESI include Russian and EU influential officials, practicing lawyers from Europe, political scientists, and economists.
To be a lecturer or a teacher at the European Studies Institute is a real challenge. You must understand that our students, they are grown-up persons, they are professionals, they are specialists in their field of responsibility, they are top experts, they acquired a lot of experience. It means that our teachers at the EZ, our lecturers, they need to know a lot as far as the functioning of the European Union is concerned, as far as the business and politics are done in the Russian Federation, and what are all the aspects of the relationship between Russia and European Union. If they know all that, and if they are eager to present their point of view, then they are welcome to EZ.
The master's program at the European Studies Institute lasts 1 year and a half. At the end of the course, students present their theses and are granted the master's degree certified by a standard national diploma. Training is offered in 3 fields: economics, law, and international relations. Requirements for applicants to the European Studies Institute include higher education, proficient knowledge of the Russian language, and of at least 1 EU working languages, that is English, French, or German. Training at the European Studies Institute is funded by both state and on the commercial basis. It is impossible to study intricacies of the European law, the EU economics and its international relations without plunging into the atmosphere of EU main institutions. The ESI best students have a unique opportunity to take a study trip to the inner sanctum of the European Union. Study trips of the ESI students to Vienna, Bruges, Luxembourg, Brussels enable the trainees to meet the officials of the European Court of Justice, the European Commission, the European Parliament, the Council of the EU, to visit the NATO headquarters, and to test and prove in practical communication the knowledge they acquired in the course of their theoretical training. The European Studies Institute has also developed a good tradition of cooperation with the countries holding the EU presidency. Study trips to Lisbon and Stockholm became the result of this cooperation. Besides master's programs, the European Studies Institute also offers short-term courses for civil servants on topical issues of cooperation between Russia and the EU. The courses are offered upon request by Russian ministries and departments. Among the lecturers, one can see Russian specialists as well as officials of the European Court of Justice, the European Commission and the European Parliament, Europol and Eurojust, professors from major European universities. Such events are instrumental in expanding the knowledge of Russian officials and businessmen about various fields of European Union life.
During this course we will have lots of meetings with different representatives from different agencies of the European Union. It's very important for us and for me because of, I'm a representative of the Ministry of Internal Affairs of the Russian Federation, and it is very important for me to get new experience of the European Union, I mean representatives from different agencies. For example, new information about Europol, Eurojust, and etc.
A new building on the MGIMO campus has been constructed to meet the needs of the European Studies Institute. It has a modern design and state-of-the-art technical facilities, multimedia laboratories, spacious lecture rooms, and a conference hall. The new building offers new prospects for elaborating diverse educational programs, organizing regular international seminars and conferences, providing courses for Russian and foreign businessmen, as well as the EU civil servants. The ESI staff is already exploring these possibilities. In the past years, the European Studies Institute has graduated several hundred top specialists. At present, they are pursuing their successful careers in the Russian Federation government bodies, having acquired unique education, which cannot be found in any other university in Russia. The ESI graduates have a real possibility to promote European integration and close political, economic, and cultural contacts between the EU and Russia. The European Studies Institute is efficiently pursuing its mission of bringing Russia and the EU closer to each other and elevating their bilateral relations to a higher level. The ESI keeps on fighting the stereotypes of the past for the sake of expanding the common European space of peace, business partnership, and mutual understanding. The ESI focuses its attention on topical modern problems, the energy policy, the environment, the climate change, the innovative development. Cooperation in the latter field is well illustrated by the ESI membership in the European Business Congress, which has among its members such prominent players in the energy market as Gazprom, Total, Gaz de France, Eni. The ESI is consistently developing its cooperation with international business and major global corporations, which will result in the foundation of the ESI Board of Trustees. It will be chaired by prominent people from the European Commission and the Russian government and will consist of an equal number of Russian and EU corporations. The Board of Trustees will provide a new dimension to the efforts undertaken by the ESI to bring Russia and the EU closer and to implement Partnership for Modernization program.